Welcome back to the channel. I think I've had a couple of days. One day I forgot to bring my camera. I still haven't got a new one if I'm blurry. And yesterday I just didn't film anything because all I was doing was rubbing filler. So just shaping this up. You can see I've got a load of sanding marks to deal with as well, like where I've dug in with the grinder. Creating this shape here and this shape here flowing into there. I've got a bit of an issue with the way this meets because that's got a lip and then that lip disappears and then comes into this transition here, so obviously same on this side. Not too sure how to deal with that, whether to dig that in. I think I need to take that out to a depth and create that as a double profile the same as it is there, rather than just going straight into it, and then that'll meet that there. Loads of big old pinholes to fill and stuff, but I've got the main shape of it now. Just a lot of tweaking to do. Got this flowing with a nice curve now. There's a little bit of a low spot there and a little bit of a low spot there because what I've done is actually like built it up more at the bottom than the top, just to give it a slight angle on the front edge of it. Still need to have got like this bottom edge to trim off to get level because it's higher there than it is there, so I'll bring it off to its lowest point. So we'll probably have about 5mm, maybe touch more to take off from the centre round to the corner. But yeah, it's an absolute blazing day, it's lovely. So I've dragged it outside and you see us there. Yeah, dragged it outside and may as well work in the sun, eh? So I'm gonna get my tripod out, stick it on the tripod, make some filler and get it fired in. Right, so I've decided I'm gonna take this bit out here with the power file just to see what it looks like, and then if I don't like it I can always fill it again, can't I? So it definitely looks better, but it's also a lot more complex to do. So I've got my usual mix of funky filler, maybe about 20% resin added, 10% hardener, something like that. Gonna be a typical Englishman and complain about the sun. It's boiling out here. So that's off now. You see where it's all lumpy there? That was it going off as I was spreading it. When I mix the filler with the resin, it makes the filler it makes it spread like more liquid, you know. But it also makes it a lot harder to rub. So anyway, I'm going to sand this now. Right, so I was talking to Jonathan about potential changes and down a bit, and the possibility of putting a raised spoiler on it and then Jonathan pulled this out, and this is Eddie that owns the Supra. If we cut this bit out of here, then we can make a mini one of those to go in there. It would stick out further than that, and that can be adjustable. So it still keeps with the sort of silhouette, and then that as an above spoiler mounted around about that height, sort of top of the window height, so doesn't obstruct view. And then options are, we can build a pillar here at either side with a gurney flap coming round there, like a separate bolt-on piece that mounts onto there to support the spoiler. Or it's already got mounts there. That's where it's, well, you don't have to follow that obviously, but it would be mounted there. Thinking, if I'm taking that out, why don't we just take it out to there and then create the upright there where the mounts are already on this spoiler. We'll just take a mould of this, we're not going to use this spoiler. So essentially that would give you, would have to like extend that, cutting it off about there, and then probably an extension going in there, because you obviously to add something like that you need something relatively wide. So that would be a blade coming up to there and up and there and up with that bit gone, and another one of those replacing that bit there on a flap. So what's your thoughts on that? Should I, shouldn't I? Probably by the time you see this video I'll have had the saw out and already oh dear. I know I'm making work for myself, but it would be nice. And I do feel that like I've changed so much. This area here is the only standard bit. Oh, I'll tell you what else I'm going to do. I'm going to round these corners of the window. So I'm going to cut the corner of the window off and then build that like corner up so that it's got like a nice flowing shape, because that line will flow into that line that flows into that line. I really like this shape in here. So that'll just, I think it just looks a little bit sharp, so I'm going to cut those corners off. I might cut those corners off as well, just to give it a different shape back window, just slightly. But yeah, I think that'd make an absolutely wild spoiler setup. Right, that's me for the day. It's not too late, so I have a reasonably early finish. So let's go around and have a look at what I've got done and kind of where the car's at as well, because it's getting into quite an interesting stage now. I think we're going to see things change quite quickly from this point. So what do you think of the front? This middle bit, I'm going to do that black forged carbon. So that'll go right the way down, creating like a deep black centre and two like independent white drop downs. This bit here is fatter than that bit there. It is in the mould as well. It's got a different shape. That one like kicks out more. So I need to bring, I need to bring it out a little bit, and I need to bring that one in a bit and just balance it out. So, but anyway, I've not come into there at the same sort of thickness. That needs to be wider to, well, 2 fingers. So, but it still needs to taper down to that really. So that one needs to come down. Yeah, you know what I'm on about. It's just obviously taped on. Still got this to finish in this under edge. We're making a plate to go in there that has the bolts captive, so that we don't have to get at the back of that to put the bonnet on. We just need to bolt from the far side of the hinge when it's open, because I want to mould those in rather than them as a separate piece. So once I fit them, that's them in, and then we need to work out how to fit the light to the back of that because we're changing the lights again. I'm going to put LED clusters in there rather than the normal headlight. Obviously the same to do on this side. We'll move around this way because this door has now been moulded. That's the mould there. It did get damaged a little bit there, so I've got that to repair. There's a little bit of damage there as well. Nothing too major. I've got this corner to fix on the bonnet because it's snapped off. This is in a little bit. I need to pack that out a little bit. The door will go in a little bit as well, but that needs packed out at the bottom of the skirt. It's about right here now. And some slight adjustments. This needs to go like happily sit in a little bit. Sort of want the spring out at the minute. So I need to do something with that. Alignment's alright there. I need to do this. So I need to take off the clam fiberglass. I need to cut these corners off the metal support bar because that's where it's hinged in there. There's a bolt just inside there. So I need to take that off, rough it up, and then bolt it back in, fiberglass it into place, and then take the bolts out, fill the top where the bolts were, and I need to sort out this edge still as well, so there's a little bit of work in there. Nothing too major though. Once it's primed, we've seen that there's loads of ripples in it. You can feel them, like it is like, so we'll have to sort those. They're in there as well, there's like ripples in that as well. That's to sort. The panel's alright. That needs bracketed on the again, a little bit of playing with alignment there. It's pretty close. Definitely need a little bit of work in there. That sill is fitting fine. Again, you can see where that bracket needs cut back a bit. So yeah, that's where we're at. Springy windows. Might put a bar up the middle of this window because it is sagged down, and I'm not too sure I like the sag in it. So I think that needs a bar up the middle or something. Might be better when both the sides are pulled in. So, and I've got the return to do on there and on the back of the bumper, and I've got to work out what I'm doing in here and inner arches. I mean, this is kind of getting a little bit away from the bodywork as such, but there's certainly the return into there is still, I'm going to count that as bodywork. So, but there's obviously we've got inner arches to make as well. But visually, I'm getting through the jobs now, and then the next piece to mould is the other door, and then we need to mould the front of the roof up to here, but not that bit. So just the top skin, and then we'll take the roof off and mould the rest of it because we'll have to have it. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit awkward moulding that upside down, so I think we'll have to have it like sat vertical to mould the back piece, just so that they're not like gravity defying pieces of fiberglass sort of thing. So that'll be that door moulded, the front of the roof moulded, then the back of the roof moulded, and then that obviously leaves the side skirts, the rear clam, front bumper and the bonnet. Still a hell of a lot to do, and I can't really finish the car until I've got the moulds off it. But yeah, I think it's looking great. I think it needs bigger wheels. What's your thoughts? Do you like? I like it on them. Those are 17s. See, it catches on that. We'll have to get rid of that if we're going to go any bigger. And that needs attention anyway, even with the 17s. That's got to go. And then after that, I don't know, I feel like it could take, the arches are that big, it could take 20s, but it certainly needs 18s on it, I think. In fact, what I've said is I'd like to put an 18 on the front and a 20 on the back. I think that would look cool. If I'm having to buy a set of staggered wheels, then that might be the way forward. So what he's doing is he's mapping the ECU, like giving it the fuel and air maps, because it's just being built by Eddie. He's like he's a motorsport student, so like you think you know what he was doing, right? But he's had to go building it himself, and there has been some problems that they've had to sort out. We won't go into them, but mainly Eddie's fault. So yeah, they're getting there now. So they're just starting to map it. Seen a bit of a puff of smoke come out of it there as well. It shouldn't be doing that. So anyway, that's me for today. That's where we've got to. We're really close to getting there. I have decided on a colour as well. It's getting painted white for taking the moulds off, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be painting it a different colour when it's finished. I enjoyed that. Thanks for all the red bits and pieces, buttons that you press, comments and what have you. Let us know what you think on the spoiler. And what else? Oh, wheels. Are the wheels alright, or should I stick some 18s on it? Have a look for some 18s and sell these ones on. Be a pain in the ass because we'll probably have to get hub adapters as well. I think I might just run with these for now. Anyway, thanks for watching, bye for now.